Here we go, here we go. It's about to slam, it's about to jam. Yeah, yeah. What's going on, everybody? Whoa, whoa, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. That was a mistake. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to BucosLocker. Coming to you again. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. God! Oh, I need to get my little thing back, man. My little dropping the phone and everything. Shout out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Sorry for the dropping the phone. It gets a little clumsy at times. First down. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Everybody's safe and sound. I'm looking a little rough, right? I know. It say, look, man, I'm just trying to get back into the groove, man. You know, I told y'all I'm gonna drop videos here and there. I'm gonna get it together. Perry Mathis, Young D, Styles, what it up, man? Ron Hayes, who that for life? I know. I'm gonna get it together, man. Give me a second. I'm dropping the phone and everything. Nervous, man. I'm hungry. Just got done working out. Just picked up I just paid for my truck. My Chevy Tahoe. I got a '98 Chevy Tahoe, OBS. For those of you that don't know, what OBS means original body style. I just had an entire brake job done to it. Uh, I had front and rear brakes done and brake lines done, all new. My project truck. I've been sitting on it for a while. I bought it in 2004. It's 2023 now. I've had it for 19 years. It's a 23-year-old truck. Transmission, fuel pump changed out. Transmission changed. Remanufactured transmission. New calipers. New brakes. You know what I'm saying? New wheel bearings, a wheel hub assembly. New drums, new brake shoes, new brake lines. Um, I repaired my fuel lines, new injectors, fuel pump. Power steering line, downstream line, new starter. Put new lights in there, headlights, angel eyes. Um, done a lot to that truck. So somebody, it's so crazy. Be careful about these auto shops. So I had my entire brake job done, and I paid $1,500 for it, front and back. Another shop wanted to charge me $3,200 for front and back. So I got my entire brake job done for half of that. Oh, but he hooked me up too. So he took about 6 to 8 hours off of labor, and plus I've been bringing my truck there. My truck been there since 2020, back and forth. So my truck will be done. I'll let y'all know. I'll show y'all the video or a truck picture of my truck, or I'll do a video of my truck. It's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Deep it's it's the blue is uh midnight blue. So I'm getting new tires, new rims, new tires, new paint job. Dashboard is cracked. I'll get that done. I'm gonna get some interior work done, but that's not the high priority right now. So yeah, I seen the Canelo fight. Yeah, I seen it. Well, no, I didn't see the Canelo fight. I was just following it on Twitter. Yeah, I didn't see. I didn't even watch the highlights yet. Yeah, he's not Canelo. Still a good fighter, but at this point, he's been fighting a lot of European guys. A lot of European guys. A lot of European guys. Yeah, I think he's 8-0 against European guys. Uh, so he's been on his European, Eastern Europe, UK, Eastern Europe tour. He's fighting everybody over there, which is interesting. Canelo, he's fighting everybody over there across the pond. He's fighting, he's fought Golovkin, he fought Bivol, Billy Joe, Callum Smith, Rocky Fielding, Avini Yiram, um, John Ryder. He's fighting everybody over there. He's fought Amir Khan. But I just find it funny that there's a certain group of fighters that he's not trying to fight. I've come to the point where he's not going to fight those guys, and I'm talking about the guys over here, the actual better fighters. Uh, can y'all hear me? I mean, everybody can hear me. I don't know. I mean, Daniel, what's up, man? Brent. Um, but what's up, Trill G Boy too? Fighting everybody overseas, but don't want to fight Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, African American fighters. He fought Caleb Plant, but no offense, but come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he fought Caleb Plant. He's an American, but what about the Mexicans? What about the Cubans? What about the Puerto Ricans? What about the African American fighters in America or in Mexico or in Cuba or Puerto Rico? What about those guys? The Jamal Charlos, the Andrade, David Benavidez, David Morrell. What about those guys? The guys that's actually fighting over here in America. What's up, John McGee, Adam Shavers, Trackside 954? Why is he not fighting guys over here? Why he keep fighting a particular style? He fighting guys, and then he fought Billy Joe and he fought Caleb Plant. Both of those guys can move, but the problem is they're lacking toughness. Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant are both boxers. They like to move. But the problem with Billy Joe and Caleb Plant is they don't have the toughness of a Mexican, African American, a Cuban, or Puerto Rican. They're missing something. I'm saying, so Canelo not fooling me. He's fooling the Canelo fans. He fooled them, but that's neither here nor there. I could talk about boxing all day, but that's not the point. I just kind of wanted everybody to get in here. Going on 7 minutes. Kind of want to touch up on a couple things, as you can see in the title of the video. Yeah, Benavidez beat the heck out of Plant. Exactly, Perry Mathis. He's smart businessman. Kind of Floyd Mayweather did the same thing. Floyd did the same thing. Kept fighting guys that he know he can beat. Floyd Mayweather didn't fight Earl Spence. He didn't fight Keith Thurman. He didn't fight Sean Porter. He didn't fight Terrence Crawford. For some strange reason, he didn't fight those guys. And he was, matter of fact, when he was still fighting, those guys was around. He didn't fight Paul Williams. He didn't fight Winky Wright. He didn't fight a prime Sugar Shane Mosley. You know what I'm saying? So he ducked around a little bit. So Mayweather did the same thing. Canelo's doing the same thing. But the difference is Canelo is doing it overseas. He's fighting guys that, no offense to the UK fans and their fighters, their boxing program is terrible. What's up, Jonathan Brutus? UK boxing program is terrible compared to the Mexican program, the African American program, the Puerto Rican program, the Cuban program. UK program is terrible. And their UK fighters are very similar. They fight a certain way, and Canelo can beat that style. But Canelo has problems against a certain style. We've all seen this. Mayweather, Eddie Leonard, Lara, Mayweather. He had problems with Danny Jacobs, Austin Trout. And you notice the fighters I'm naming. Look at the common denominator. He had problems with Bivol. He had problems with Golovkin. He lost the first fight, but he didn't lose the first fight, but everybody. But he has a problem with a certain style. That's why he stays away from a certain style. That's why he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade will box circles around Canelo. Canelo's like 5'7", 5'8". Andrade's like 6'1". That's why he's not gonna beat Benavidez. He's not gonna beat Andrade. He's not gonna beat Charlo. He's not gonna beat Morrell. Those guys are too big and too strong and too much of a terrible matchup. He's not gonna beat Bivol. He's not gonna beat Bertabitov. Terrible matchups at 175 and at 168. So he's gonna duck around for a little bit. He's gonna fight Bivol again. He's gonna get beat again. So yeah, Tank fights a certain style. Same thing with Tank. They're not putting Tank in there with the Devin Haney's or the Shakur Stevensons or the Frank Martins or the Anthony Hutchinsons or the Regis Prograis. They're gonna move Tank around against Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, and Cubans. They're not gonna put Tank in there with African American fighters. It's not happening. So I don't see him fighting Haney or Shakur Stevenson at all. I don't see him fighting Frank Martin. I don't see him fighting uh, the other guy on Top Rank too. Keyshawn Davis. He's not gonna fight Keyshawn Davis. No, he's not fighting those guys. So he's not gonna fight Regis Portgray. He's not gonna fight guys like that because Tank fights a certain style. If you understand boxing, you can see how things work. You know what I'm saying? So it's a business. So let's get to the Bucs. So those of you that know what's coming up this weekend, mini camp, rookie mini camp, um, is coming up this weekend. The expectations out of this rookie mini camp, you want to see everybody come out of there healthy. The first and foremost thing, you want everybody to come out of there healthy. What up, Sheldon? You don't want to see anybody get injured. Um, you want everybody to perform well, get in shape. It's basically getting in shape, getting those guys ready for the training camp in a couple months. So I don't have a particular expectation out of the rookie mini camp coming up this weekend as far as players wise, but just overall, hopefully everybody's healthy. I just want to just touch on that real quick. I don't know what your expectations is on the rookie mini camp. I don't know. I don't have a lot of expectations on it. Just come out of there healthy. Um, Secondly, the Devin White situation. He made an Instagram post. I don't know if it's gonna be a voluntary minicamp. I don't know, but he's trying to act like he's forgetting about everything. He's gonna prove everybody wrong. I don't know what Devin White's purpose is. He's just doing too much. But he just need to be at involuntary workouts. Shiesty, what's up? Yep, Cowboys are better. I can say that. Y'all beat us. So I can agree with that. As of right now, the Cowboys are better. There's no narrative, there's no twisting words, and there's no justifying the Bucs are better than the Cowboys, and it's clearly that's not the case. Um, because the Cowboys basically beat us, and that was with Tom Brady. So yeah, the Cowboys are better. What up, Big Bucks? Um, so we're gonna see what the Devin White situation pan out. I hope that situation does not drag out, as a contract dispute throughout involuntary, workouts and uh, voluntary workouts, involuntary, mandatory workouts, training camp, preseason, during the season. I don't want that situation to linger over the Bucs' head. The Bucs need to figure that situation out, whether you're going to sign him or not. Um, but we'll go see about that Devin White situation. Also, third topic, um, Tristian Wars, the tackle situation, the left and right tackle situation. I know that's been a kind of a topic of conversation amongst the Bucs fan base about what are they going to do. They haven't committed to the left tackle. Tristian Wirfs going to the left tackle situation. We don't know. I hope that situation works itself out too. But this is what I was trying to tell y'all about the question marks with the Bucs. It's just question marks. And no matter what side Tristian Wirfs plays, the Bucs are still going to have a problem. So they can move him to the left tackle. They have a problem at right tackle. Even Luke Gedeke. If he stays at right tackle, they got a problem at left tackle. Still, because that wasn't addressed in the first couple rounds. So even though the draft was a good draft for me, it was a B draft, but there's still an issue at tackle. They didn't address it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. But the Tristan Wirfs situation is not. I know a lot of us. There's an assumption that. What's up, Big Al? There's an assumption that Tristan Wirfs going to play left tackle. I would say it's 50-50. I'm going to take a guess. It's 50-50 right now. Maybe they're going to see how things work out with Luke Gedeke. They might put him at left tackle. It doesn't make any sense to me. The fact that they did not address the tackle in the offseason, during free agency, or in the draft, that is a red flag. Even though the draft is a B, but the red flag, they did not address the left tackle situation. Payday 39. And that is a red flag. That's the reason why the Bucs didn't get an A. But after the free agency, after phase 2, and then in phase 3, they didn't address the tackle situation. That's a red flag. So I hope y'all aware of this. Even though the Bucs, hopefully everything plays out right, but just based on the needs. So you're banking on somebody's going to play left tackle, whether it's Tristian Wirfs or Luke Gedeke or Cody Mulch. But they say he's playing guard. So it's like you have questions there. So they have a ton of guards slash centers, whatever. They need to address that left. They need to address the tackle situation with a veteran. Let's be real. They need to address that situation at some point. If they don't address that situation, that is a possible situation that can bite them in the butt. And lastly, last but not least, the schedule release is next Thursday. So we get to see when the Bucs are playing, what week, who they playing on what days. I can start making my plans on what games I want to go to. I want to go to a couple stadiums this year, a couple home games, a couple away games. You know, and this is all pre talking. If everything works itself out, I'll make it to about 4 or 5 games. We'll see. Um, I don't know. If as of right now, I do plan on going to 4 to 6 games, but things can change. Um, but we get to see. I do a live stream for that. I'll go live for Bucks schedule release week 1 to week 17. When do they get their bye? We already know who the opponents are home and away, but when are we playing them? And also, if you caught this too, or is this Thursday? I'm sorry, my bad. This Thursday, so I do a live for that. Um, Also, I thought it was next Thursday, but anyway, this Thursday I do it. Whenever the schedule release, whenever they do it, I'll go live for that. And we'll go over the schedule. We'll break it down. We'll have our thoughts about it, and we'll have a clear picture of the record as far as conversation. Um, Agree to disagree on the record projection. That's what we do. Uh, Nothing set in stone, but a talking point of once we get the schedule layout, we can see the wins and losses projection wise. Uh, and that's how it works. For conversation purposes, it's agree to disagree. It's a talking point. It's opinionated. It could be optimistic, opinionated, mixed in with some facts. However you want to do it. I am going to give my prediction, my pre before the training camp starts, my pre record prediction before preseason starts, and I'll give another one before the season starts. But I'll give my record prediction once we get the layout of who we plan, when we plan them, and all that good stuff like that. And I can tell y'all right now, if you've been watching me for the last couple of weeks, last month or two, I don't have the Bucs winning a lot of games. Marley Marl, what's up, buddy? I don't have the Bucs winning a ton of games because my theme for this season is transitional. Everybody needs to level up, do good, get through the season with no major injuries, and all the first, second, and third year guys need to take another step up. And what I mean by transitional year, we're not going to be terrible. We're not going to be really, really good. We're going to be okay. And that's not good enough to make noise in the playoffs. Can we win the division? Sure. Can we lose the division? Of course. But I don't see the Bucs winning a ton of games. When I mean by a ton of games, I'm talking about 10, 11, 12, 13 games. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them. We want 8 with Brady. And now we are much worse at quarterback than last year. We have a brand new OC, a running game that was 32nd in the NFL. Questions at tackle, left or right there. So I just, it's hard at this point for me to predict 10, 11, 12 wins because it's kind of like, look how the Bucs are structured right now at quarterback. And remember, we always said you need a quarterback to win in the league, and I don't think we have a quarterback at this point. Because we don't know what Kyle Trask can do. Red flags right there. We know what we get with Baker Mayfield, and we got a brand new OC that does not project 11, 12, 13 wins. 10, 11, 12, 13. That does not project. Just projection point. This is just talking. You can believe what you want to believe, feel how you want to feel. I can care less how you feel because I don't work off feelings. Just on facts. That does not look like a 10, 11, 12, 13 win team based on the facts. Now, things can change. Things can change. A lot of things can happen. A lot of variables can get included in the pot. But just looking at the paper, looking at the paper, looking at what's in front of us, that is not a 10, 11, 12, 13 win team with that quarterback situation and OC situation. Because of the question marks. We already know what we got in Baker Mayfield. He's not great. And we don't know what we got in Kyle Trask. And it's going in his third year. So that situation alone, I don't look at that situation being optimistic because of what Baker Mayfield is and what we don't know what Kyle Trask is. If we knew what we had in Kyle Trask, I have a different outlook. But once we get an idea of what we got in preseason, it's not going to tell us a lot about Kyle Trask. It's going to tell us something. And preseason is not. It's not going to give us something different about Baker Mayfield. But we got a hard schedule, right? We got a hard schedule because we finished number one in the division. We won a division. So uh, y'all know how one of my hashtags is facts over feelings. Um, reality over optimism. That's one of my new hashtags. Reality over optimism. The reality is, it's pretty much kind of like the same around the community of NFL. Like if just in a whole, whether you got the guys that make bait click videos, analysts, talking heads, platforms like this, the consensus around the talking community of NFL when you talk about the Bucs, not a lot of talk about the Bucs. Um, and there's been like some polls and some discussions, and when people bring up our team, they don't speak great about the team, which I understand. Because 1 minute for the last 3 years, prior to this year, for the last 3 years, it's always been top 10. Tom Brady, so we've always been in the top 10 amongst the community of talking heads across the board, whether they like the Bucs or not. We For the last 3 years, we went 32 and 18. We've always been preseason ranked in the top 10. They did it last year during the draft, after the draft, during training camp, before the season started. In 2021, they did it, and even in 2022, they did it. So you got to understand, this season, they have us between a lot of the rankings, the pre-rankings, like the preseason rank, or not to say preseason, but the pre-rankings before this actual season start. A lot, like 99% of them, I have yet to see one have the Bucs over 18. If anybody can find a ranking system, pre-draft, post-draft, or pre-free agency, post-free agency, pre-draft, post-draft, has anybody seen a ranking across the board and amongst the NFL community of talking about teams? Has anybody seen the Bucs ranked over 20 or 18 or 20? I have yet to see one. So how do we go from being ranked in the top 10 in the pre-rankings before the season starts? High expectations, a lot of media coverage, a lot of talk about the Bucs, to not being ranked nowhere near the middle of the pack, not being talked about, being projected to pick in the top 5. How do we go? Why is there such a big drop off? That's my question. Why is there so much of a big drop off when the community, fan bases, talking heads, analysts, when they look at the Bucs, why is there so much of a drop off? How do we go from top team talked about, top 10 team, to now projected top 10 pick, top 5 pick? Like, that's unheard of. You, you mean to tell me we go? That's a big drop off. So I hope the Bucs be optimistic. I hope the Bucs prove a lot of these people wrong, and not just being optimistic. Hoping, right? But I don't live off hope. Hope is to give you something to cheer for. I'm gonna cheer for the Bucs all day. Y'all know how I roll. I rep my team, so you can't question my loyalty to the team. But I am a football fan first, and I am going to hope and be optimistic for the team. But that will not outweigh the reality. You get what I'm saying? I will not let optimism and feelings and I think outweigh the reality of the situation. So I hope the Bucs do good. I hope the rookies do good. The second year players do good. The third year players do good. They step up. But the reality of the situation is I have to maintain a balance. That's why you will never catch me being hyper optimistic and hyper hoping, or I don't know. No, just look at it for what it is. Is it a hamburger? Is it a hamburger with cheese? Look at it. Stop trying to. Well, I don't want to say it's a hamburger because I don't see any buns. Okay, here's two buns. Okay, it's a hamburger, but I don't know. It might not be a hamburger because it don't have no pickles. Like you're adding variables. Look at it. Is it a hamburger? Is it a cheeseburger? Is it $1? I don't know if it's $1 because I can't really say that because I mean 4/4 is $1. All right, man. You get what I'm saying? So my point is as long as everybody has a mental has the mental fortitude, has the mindset of we looked at the team the last couple years, last 3 years, and we looked at them at a high standard. We got a Super Bowl out of it, two NFC South uh division winners, um winning records for 3 straight seasons or 2 straight seasons, 11-5, 13-4, and then the 8-9 situation. Had a lot of great things happen out of that situation, but now here's the reality. See what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us have this connection between what has transpired the last couple years, particularly 2020 and 2021, and in 2022 we had a drop off, 5 game drop off, and now it's almost like people don't want to accept that this is a transitional year, which means 8 wins at best, maybe 9 at best, and at worst 4 wins, 5 wins. And I think people don't want to like accept that. I think some of us probably still think that we're a 10, 11, 12 win team because of now Tom Brady's gone. We're going to win 3 or 4 more games with Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask. And I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna keep saying this. I would rather lose with Kyle Trask. I would rather be a top 15 pick with Kyle Trask than Baker Mayfield. For one, we drafted Kyle Trask and we developing him, give him the best opportunity to win the job. What's up, Uncle Toasty? I would rather be mediocre with Kyle Trask because that way there's growth. There's growth because if we be mediocre with Kyle Trask, guess what? That means if we win 7 games with Kyle Trask as a starter and we go 7-10, that's great. With a first-year starter in his third year, we go 7-10. So that tells you the next season he's gonna make a jump. We add some more pieces on offense. You know, we can go from 7-10 in 2023 to 10-7 in 2024. This is why I was trying to get y'all ready for the transitional year. I wanted to be honest, I want a transitional year with Kyle Trask. 6, 7, 8 wins with Kyle Trask. That is perfect for the Bucs because there's a higher ceiling with Kyle Trask. He's younger, he's bigger, better arm, bigger, better, better. The ceiling is, you could say the ceiling is higher with Kyle Trask because he's younger. Why would you want to go 7-10 with Baker Mayfield? 8-9 with Baker Mayfield. That doesn't make any sense. Where are you going with that? Because then you're going to give him a stupid contract for going 7-10, 8-9 at best. Or on the worst side of it, you go 6-11 with Baker Mayfield. What does that prove? Now we're going to need a quarterback. At least with Kyle Trask, you start Kyle Trask 7-10. Now we'll hold off on the quarterback situation. We can address another situation. We can address the O-line, D-line again next year in the first round. Versus we go 7-10 with Kyle Trask. Baker Mayfield, 6-11 with Baker Mayfield. Now you got to get a quarterback. Kyle Trask is the future. That's what you want. That's what you want your future to be. You don't want your future to be Baker Mayfield. You don't. You don't. So at the end of the day, there's optimism and there's reality. There's a reality with Baker Mayfield, and there's optimism with Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna live on the reality side with Baker Mayfield, and there's optimism about Kyle Trask, but then there's the reality about Kyle Trask. Third year, never started a game. The reality of Baker Mayfield, he's not a great quarterback. Optimistic about Baker Mayfield, it's he should do good. Okay, whatever. So at the end of the day, and let me clear something up too about this Dave Canales situation. Folks, please understand, he did not call plays in Seattle. He was a quarterback's coach. Quit trying to tie in the Seattle situation with the Bucs situation. Dave Canales' system, Dave Canales is bringing his system to the Bucs. We don't know what his system is. Well, in Seattle, Dave Canales, he was a quarterback's coach, folks. He's not calling plays. Please understand there's a huge difference between quarterback coach and OC. He has not had the pressure of an OC yet. So quit trying to tie in Seattle situation with the Bucs situation. When those are two different situations at the quarterback position. Two different situations. Do you understand the OC directs the offense? It's almost like we're trying to put Dave Canales on a pedestal that he's not on yet. He has not proven anything as a OC. You're living off of him as a quarterback coach? Wait till he call plays and be successful consistently before you put him on a pedestal to make it seem like he's going to be this beast OC. How does that even work? Well, he was with Geno Smith, quarterback coach. Do you understand what a quarterback coach is? Well, here's a better question. Do you understand the effect of a quarterback coach when it comes to putting a game plan together offensively? He does not have no input, major input at all. The installation came from Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron says these are the plays I want to run. Dave Canales work with Geno Smith on these throws, this distance, this many yards, this distance. Work on his accuracy. Work on that stuff right there. But this is what I want for my quarterback. You don't think Shane Waldron had a bigger impact than Dave Canales with Geno Smith? The man that actually called plays for Geno Smith to run? You don't think Shane Waldron had a bigger impact than Dave Canales? So we're trying to prop Dave Canales up and not mention Shane Waldron. No, over here, give Shane Waldron his credit for Geno Smith to jump. And Geno Smith was never terrible. And he's been in the Seattle umbrella for a couple years versus Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield. Kyle Trask has been in the Bucs facility for going on 3 years now. Baker Mayfield has been in the Bucs facility not even a couple months. Once again, two different situations. That's why I tell y'all, you want Kyle Trask to kind of run with this because he's been around. He's been around the locker room. He's been there. I mean, he's nowhere near it. Geno Smith, but you get what I'm saying. If the foundation is there for Kyle Trask to develop, not Baker Mayfield. So quit trying to compare the situations. Oh, well, let me say this. You can compare the situations all you want to, but the reality is it's not the same. It's not parallel. The situations are not parallel. The quarterback situations are not parallel. Do you understand that? Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? I've been seeing this floating around the Bucs community and propping up Canales with no evidence. Well, he worked with Geno Smith. He worked with Geno Smith. Okay, cool. Great. Now he called plays. That is a whole different animal. Call plays to win the game. There is no proof. No proof whatsoever, and we propping him up. I'm not propping him up because I don't have anything on him. I don't have anything about him. I can't even say anything about him to say, oh, he's gonna be like that as a play caller. We don't know. So with that is I have to be neutral. I have to be like, I don't know, and I'm not gonna sit here and say he's gonna be really good or really terrible. What I do know about Dave Canales is he was a quarterback coach. That's it. No evidence of him calling plays. But then, well, when he worked with Geno Smith, so did Shane Waldron. Every time you say he worked with Geno Smith, you never mention Shane Waldron, the actual OC. You never mention him, which is funny. It's almost like you're trying to make Dave Canales when he was the OC at Seattle to make yourself feel better about the Bucs situation. Why am I the only platform mentioning Shane Waldron? So if you're gonna give Dave Canales credit for Geno Smith, or all of this credit for Geno Smith, well, how much credit do you give Shane Waldron? How much credit do you give Shane Waldron? Because if you're giving Dave Canales a lot of credit, that means Shane Waldron gets extremely amount of the credit because he was the one calling plays. He was the one working with Geno Smith a lot. Do you understand the OC has to work with the in total offense? Do you understand the pressure of an OC in today's modern football? You have to work with the quarterback first and foremost, the most important position of the team. And then you got to work with the O-line on how you want your plays to be called. Then you got to work with the running game coordinator. Then you got to work with the running backs coach, the receivers coach. You got to work with all these different positions because the OC is like the GM of the offense. So I refuse to let Bucs fans belittle or ignore Shane Waldron, the actual OC, to prop up Dave Canales because of the Bucs situation at quarterback and running and O-line and the running game. No, 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 no. Remember, folks, when I talk about football, I talk about everything. I refuse to ignore the other pieces. I hope Dave Canales do good, but we don't know. You can make yourself believe, but you don't know. The reality is you don't know what he's gonna be. But if you want to have talking points about, that's fine. But I just wanted to clear that up. There's so you Bucs fans out there running around here trying to prop up Dave Canales with no evidence at OC. Shame on you. Shame on you Bucs fans out there to completely ignore Shane Waldron, the actual OC of Seattle. I have yet to hear anybody mention him but me. The irony, right? I hope my team does good. I hope Dave Canales does good. I hope everybody does good. That's the optimistic side of me. But the reality side is, once again, it goes back to what I've been saying for the last about 10 minutes. Question marks. Flags. Flag on the play. Don't go buy me a red flag. That's what I'm doing. Don't buy me a red flag. Red flags all over the Bucs, especially offense. This team will be a defensive-driven team, and y'all know that. Just like last year. The reason why we'll win 8 games is because of the defense. In my opinion. Let me clear that up. Because, the Bucs might all of a sudden become this beast offense. Even though they wasn't beast last year. With one of the GOATs at quarterback. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates and I'm going to buy me some flags. Because I'm tired of y'all. Some of y'all, not, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm going to buy me some flags. Buy me a yellow flag and a red flag. I'm going to start throwing it at the screen. Yep. Flag on the play. Ridiculous. Like, come on, man. Like, why do some of us talk about football and leave out parts? Leave out the coach. Leave out the O-line situation. Leave out the running game situation. Leave out the interior O-line. Leave out the tackle situation. Just leaving out pieces and stuff. Can't let you do that. I refuse to let y'all leave out important pieces of this conversation to make yourself feel better. I'm not here to make you feel better. I'm here to put you in reality. When I talk about football, I come at it mostly from a reality perspective. I am not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to push any narratives. I'm not here, none of that. Transitional year. I'm telling y'all, man. We're gonna revisit this at the end of the year. And look, if I'm wrong, y'all know me. I'll eat crow. If the Bucs somehow become 10-7, 11-6, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be happy. But I'm also eating my crow. And for every Bucs game they win that I picked them to lose, I'm gonna eat my crow. That's why I can't wait to do my schedule prediction for the schedule release, and also before the actual season start, after preseason. The day before the game, the day before the regular season start, I'm gonna do a schedule prediction there. And that's gonna be, of course, the final schedule prediction. And we're gonna track this, folks. We're gonna track this, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna come back to these videos. We're gonna come back and reference these videos when me talk.
I'm just saying. Don't get mad at me. And if I'm wrong, laugh, troll me all you want to. I'm gonna eat the crow, eat the cake, anime. Daquan Julius, $5 super chat for support, bro. Keep giving us what's real, man. That's all I can do. I'm not finna tap dance. I'm not a good tap dancer. I'm a straightforward guy. I can't tap dance. It's hard. It's hard for me to do that. Cause tap dancing gets you likes and followers and all that stuff like that. Cause you feed into what people feel, right? I'd rather give you the truth, or mostly the truth, and also mixed in with some opinionated stuff, mixed in with some talking points, some debates, stuff like that. But mostly centered around facts. Because if you sit around conversation with facts, it's hard to deviate from that. It's hard to deviate from facts. It's hard. Facts, data, statistics, it's hard to deviate from that because now you're just talking with feelings, you're just throwing variables in there. If I tell you the Bucs went 8-9 last year, what you gonna say with that? What's your conversation around that? You're gonna add feelings and optimistic around that, right? But the fact is the Bucs went 8-9. The fact is the Bucs had the 32nd ranked running game. Coming into the season, they had a 32nd ranked running game last year. The fact is the Bucs are not explosive at receiver. The fact is the new OC, has never called plays. The fact is Baker Mayfield is a middling quarterback. The fact is Kyle Trask is going in his third season. He's never started a game. Never been a backup. Those are facts. Now center the conversation around that. Center the conversation around facts before you just start talking. Because you can do all the talking and all I feel this, everything comes right back to the facts. When conversations get out of hand, I come back to the facts. Settled everybody down. I told y'all, man, y'all been with me for a lot of y'all been with me for a long time, man. Y'all know me. I don't work off of feelings. My baseline of this channel is fact-based, reality-based. I can tell some of you not comfortable with that. I can tell. Even some of the long-time supporters still not comfortable with me, how I talk. And I'm not going to change. I'm going to say it like that. I'm not going to change how I talk about football. Just because we see things different, that doesn't mean I don't like what you're saying or, I'm trying to make you believe what I'm saying. You ain't got to believe nothing I say. Believe what you want to believe. I'm over here with it. If you believe the Bucs offense is going to be explosive, by all means. I hope they are. I hope they do become explosive. I do. But I also got to couple that with the reality of the situation. You hope I live in reality. And hashtag, what did your eyes tell you? Hashtag, what have you done for me lately? And based on what the last thing we seen with the Bucs offense, heavy pass, terrible running game. And what did we do this offseason? We drafted a guard that can play tackle or play center. And we drafted the defensive lineman. 2 picks. 2 out of the first 3 picks are D linemen. 1 O lineman. Those are facts. And after the draft, question marks still at tackle. When you got to ask who's going to be at tackle, that's a flag. That's a question mark. That's what I mean by question marks. Who's going to play right tackle? Who's going to play left tackle? That's question marks. We don't know what type of style Dave Canales is going to bring. Question marks. Made of rubber. Bassmaster, what's up, man? The Bucs running game, you know, Rachaad White gonna be the #1 back, and then we got Chase Edmonds and Keyshawn Vaughn and Sean Tucker. Question marks. Can Rachaad White be a true #1? Question marks. That's what I was trying to tell y'all, man. A lot of question marks. When you go into a season with a lot of question marks, that is not a great sign. I'm giving y'all the prelude. When you have a lot of question marks about your team, that's a yellow flag. When you have more question marks than actual, you know, hard, like, see the receiver, no question marks about the receiver because we pretty much know what the receiving core is. Not explosive, great route runners, Chris Godwin, you know, our best shifty receiver is Russell Gage. Then we got big sturdy Mike Evans. So we pretty much know what we got there. We know we got at right tackle. We know we got at center, coming off injury. We know what our defense is going to be. Our secondary, our starters, right? Neal, Winfield Jr., Davis, Dean. Linebackers, White, Lavonte, David. We know what we got there. We know what we got in Vita. Those are like, we know exactly what it is. Todd Bowles, we got an idea where he's going at. We know how he is. Defensive driven coach, defensive led team, right? But what about the question marks? OC, quarterback, running game, interior, tackle situation. So facts. When you have question marks, major question marks, that is not a good sign. In today's NFL, and my last thing is, you got to score points. My last thing I'm going to say this. You got to score points. 18 points a game will not cut it. Care less how you feel. Even with a great defense. In today's NFL, in modern NFL, 18 points is not going to cut it, folks. You can spin it how you want to spin it. Lack of explosiveness is not going to cut it. Terrible running game is not going to cut it. Questions at quarterback, you got to score at least 22 points a game. Y'all know this. And last season, with Tom Brady throwing for 4,600 and some yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, #1 in pass attempts, top 5 in passing, 18 points a game. Terrible in the red zone, terrible in 3rd and long. And that's with Tom Brady. Fast forward, now we got Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield. So we're going to score more than 20 points a game. I hope so. Keyword, hope. Anyway, that's all I want to drop on y'all, man. Give y'all this little video. And the schedule video will drop the day of the schedule release. I think it's gonna be on ESPN. So we're gonna go through the schedule. We're gonna with a fine-tooth comb. We know the opponents. We know the home and away opponents, and we know what they've done in the offseason, in the division, outside of the division, and not give y'all my pre-wins and loss predictions. Some of you might not like it. We'll win some games. Don't get it twisted. We're not gonna be terrible, folks, and we're not gonna be really, really good. We're not going to be terrible. Let me say that. We're not going to be terrible. But we're not going to be, in my opinion, we're not going to be terrible. In my opinion, we're not going to be really, really good. Based on the facts and the reality of what I look at. Because your coach got to win you some games just based on coaching. Your quarterback will have to win you some games based off just being a good quarterback. And sometimes your defense is going to have to win you the game. And in some games, you're just going to have to flat out outscore the opponent. What you putting your money on? You putting your money on the Bucs offense or the Bucs defense? I'm putting my money on the Bucs defense. To keep us in most of the games. I'm putting my money on Todd Bowles' defense to get us 8 wins at best. I'm putting my money on defense. I'm not putting my money on offense. Because I know exactly what I'm getting out of the Bucs defense. That is stable over there. It's more stability over there. The Bucs defense has more stability. Secondary, linebacker, D-line, outside line. More stability. Offense got too many questions. Shoot, let me be honest with you. If the offense can get us 2 or 3 games, we can probably win 8 games. As of right now. But I'm putting my money on the Bucs defense. So let's get that clear. Out the way. Out the gate. Come on, Bucs defense. Keep them under 18 points. And if the Bucs offense is struggling, don't get mad. Because there will be struggling points. Don't get mad. Transitional year. Relax. Expectations. If you get mad, your expectations is really high. See, my mental is already prepared. My theme for this season, transitional year. You will not hear me scream Super Bowl or bust. We are nowhere near that. Not even close. That's why I asked y'all, what's y'all expectations? If you know the Bucs' expectations is not Super Bowl or NFC Championship, in my opinion, what are your expectations? I ask y'all every time. What's your expectations? I don't know. I hope they do. I get it, but what's your expectations? NFC South champions, right? And then what? Because the end goal is to win the Super Bowl. But compared to the top teams, we're not beating San Francisco 49ers. Not beating the Eagles. Not beating the Cowboys. Not beating the Bills. Not beating the Chiefs. Not beating the Bengals. Not beating the Ravens. What's your expectation? What's your expectations? Oh, BucosLocker. What's your expectation? I'm just asking. I just named the teams that we're not beating. Those teams are going to be in the playoffs. Barrett barring major injury. And look at those coaches. Andy Reid. Look at the Eagles. Look at the Eagles roster. Kyle Shanahan. Mike McCarthy. They beat us, so you can't say we better than the Cowboys. We better than the Bengals? Or we better than the Ravens? No, we're not. Are we better than the Steelers? Probably not. Most likely no. So, these are facts. These are facts. But I do know we better do something in that division, though. NFC South, we better do what we do. First down. Anyway, shouts out to all the Powers and Sea Bandits. This your boy BucosLocker coming to you again. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. And don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos. With that being said, folks, relax. It's just talking points mixed in with some reality and some facts and some debate topics. Digest it however you want to digest that. That's on you. And some opinions too. Schedule release coming up this Thursday, or next Thursday, whatever. I'll go live for that. Fire those cannons, seize the day, and raise the flag. I'm out. See you soon.